Welcome back, guys. I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we're Vanlife Sheldon's Travels. Sheldon, he's our yellow belly slider turtle. He's in the van, sleeping this morning, still in his little bed. He hasn't gotten out today. But today we're still right here in Fort White, Florida at the Ishatechny Springs campground, just relaxing. We haven't been doing much relaxing.
Right, we're all spread out. It's been really nice to be here during this time.
So I've been doing a little work. You saw William from LW Welding. He lives down the street, and he has a camper that needed one of the taillights wasn't working. Well, both taillights ended up not working. So I switched them out from the regular the regular bulbs to the LED whole housing and everything. And he bought, and since I did that, he wanted to go all LED on the top with the marker lights and the clearance lights. So I ordered up some of them from Amazon, and he noticed we have these lights on our van.
Yeah, one night Mike was actually showing William and Shelby our van, and then Mike showed William our outside lights. He clicked them on the keychain, and William saw that, and he's like, oh, I like that. I want those for my work truck.
So I ordered him up a pair of those on, 4 of those on Amazon. I put 2 of them on his truck yesterday. So for the last 2 days, one day I wired up some tail lights. The next day, I wired up some of these floodlights on his work truck, so when he's out doing welding projects at night, he could just flip those lights on and make it daylight. And then when the marker lights come in for the top of the RV, the travel trailer, I'm gonna install the other 2 lights on the backs and with a switch, and I might film some of that, and I'll show you guys all of that when we go over there and I install those lights. But today we've still got more work to do. Summer and Chris, have the same van as us. They have a Ram ProMaster City, and they have the Max Air fan just like we do, but they have the model that does not have the remote control. Since Summer has the one that doesn't have the remote, Shar said she'd like that one, so Summer bought a brand new one like ours that has the remote control and the thermostat and all that built into it. I'm going to take out hers, put it in Shar's, and install a brand new one with the remote in Summer and Chris's van. So we're going to do part of that today. I don't know how much I'm going to get done, but I'm going to show you how to switch out one of these Max Air fans from one that has a remote that doesn't have a remote to one that has a remote control. So let's see how difficult it is. I've switched out plenty of these Max Air fans, but I've never switched out one just from the, existing one like this. So one of the cats had a kitten. It's been hiding out for about a month because it's definitely not a newborn, but can't seem to find any others. Poppy really wants to hang out with the kitten, don't you, buddy? Well, guys, we went in the office, and the Max Air fan with the remote control is here. So let's get it unboxed. This is their little Ram ProMaster City right here. So we're going to be taking off that fan and putting this one in. So let's just get it unboxed, see what's in the box, and get going from there. Always the funnest part, I think, but look how big this is. Forget how large this is.
Yeah, because we only see the bottom little square.
Alright, well, let's see what we got to do to switch it out. I'm going to see if I can just switch the guts out, guys, and leave the rest of the fan in there. That might make things a little easier. So, we'll see what we need to do. I'm going to play it by ear. Alright, guys, I'm going to tear out this one. The negative was just put right there to the chassis. I don't know if I like that or not, but that's the way they did it. I unhooked as you can tell up front, the hood is open, and I disconnected the negative battery terminal so that I can cut this wire And then hopefully on the outside here, guys, as you can see up here, I got me a ladder. And hopefully, if I do this right, I'll be able to take those 4 screws out, pop this whole fan out, and I can pop the new one in, wire it up. But we're gonna do a little something different with the wiring. Summer and Chris, they have a Kodiak here that they use for all of their power needs. And she, when they installed this, when she bought the van from Wayfair, the guy, he had already put this in, and they put it just to the battery in the front. So she would like to have a switch so that she can decide if she wants to run it off the main battery or if she wants to run it off the Kodiak. So once I get it installed here, we'll have to make a little trip to Ace and get a switch so I can power up a little 12-volt plug for this. Alright, let's take out these 4 big screws, and hopefully we won't have to mess with all the die core and all that. 2 on this side and 2 on the other. Alright guys, I got the 4 screws out. Now this should just pop right out. There we go. So I'll just slap the new one in and wire it up. Easy peasy. Alright guys, here's the old fan. And here's the new one with the remote. You really can't tell much difference. But as you can see, there's a little motor down there to open and close. It's not on this one to open it up. And we actually took this little black knob off of ours so we didn't hit our heads all the time. So I have the vent thing off, but now all I gotta do is throw this one in, put the 4 screws, wire it up. Alright guys, got the new one here. Just gonna toss it into place. There we go. And I'll put these screws in on the side. Should have it. Alright guys, I'll put these 2 screws in on this side, 2 on the other. Since this already had one on here, the plate is already die-cored and looks great. So we did get some more die-core just in case, but in this case, we're not going to need it. We will need it when we do showers, but that'll work. So I'll put these other 2 screws in on the other side, and we'll wire it up, and this fan is done, guys. Alright, guys, we made it to the store. Got a toggle switch that allows you to have power from the front battery and power from the Kodiak battery, and then an out. So I can hook the Kodiak line to this side, the battery from the van on this side, and then the out will come here, and depending on which input source you want to use, we'll be able to control that. So I've got the I went ahead and hooked up this. I didn't put any shrink wrap on it yet. I'll have to finish this up. But I've got the fan wired up here. Got some shrink wrap on it. So let's go ahead and get that all heat shrunk. Alright, now that that's done, I can fish this wire through, come over here, and I can cut this connection and tie some more things in. So, alright, give me a minute. Alright guys, we're kind of putting all the wires to the switches. I'll come back and put heat shrink on all this stuff and fix all that up. But just to make these connections here, and we'll have it all right here. Okay. Alright guys, we got it all shrink wrapped and electrical taped. We got the one feed from the main battery and another feed from the little cigarette lighter plug that we can hook into the Kodiak or anything else. And the center wire is to the fan. So we're actually going to drill a little hole in the side of here and mount it in there. Now I'm going to attach the ground wire, and all this should be good to go. Alright guys, I attached the two negatives, the negative from the Kodiak cord that'll be coming, and then the negative from here. And you can see last time they scratched off all the paint right here, and we're going to use a little screw right here. We're going to ground this to the chassis so that both will have a ground wire. Make sure you scratch off all the paint though. If you don't do that, then you won't have a good electrical connection. And we'll get all these wires shoved up in here. And we'll put the cap on. And this will be done. So, in theory, if I turn it this way. Oh, that's right. We did the safety thing. And the power's unhooked. Shouldn't work at all. So, alright, we'll turn the power on the van, get it plugged back in, and this should work. Alright guys, Steph hooked up the battery in the front. On these vans here, you can just unconnect them, the negative battery terminal, with just a little click. It just pops right off. But when I flip the fan on here, we should be powering it from the van battery. Well, there it goes. It's closing it. So we'll need to start it again and it'll open the fan. Good deal. Alright, well that works. And now we'll try to hook it into the Kodiak down here and we'll switch it into that. See if it works with that too, guys. Alright, she's gonna plug in the cord we've put in here and turn on the Kodiak. Alright, let's see if it works. And now you got power when I flip the switch this way. So this way is off of the Kodiak, and the other way is off of the van power. So now she won't run down her battery whenever she's boondocking for a few days and wants to run this. She can switch it over to the Kodiak and run it off of that without any worries of draining the starter battery. And I'm going to fish this down, and like I said, I'm going to drill a little hole here and put it all back together, and it'll be good to go. So you'll see it when it's all done. Alright guys, I drilled a hole, put the switch right here in this plastic piece, and I'll screw that back in there and hide all the wires, and we're almost done. Well guys, it's all installed. The switch is over there. She can control it with off of the van power or off of the Kodiak power right here with the cord. So it works off of both powers and it goes up and down. Got the remote, looking good. Tomorrow we'll take out Char's fantastic fan and put her in one of these Max Air fans, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.